Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for chapter 1, part 1, resources of geography. So in this video we are going to learn about the resources, importance of resources, types of resources and the division of resources according to different categories. So here we have our first topic, resources. The raw materials that are drawn from nature and used without much modification are known as resources. Now these resources can be turned into useful products which has some kind of values and utility, and that can be done by using the skill of man and various technologies. So these resources can be changed into very useful product or valuable product with the help of various technologies and skills of man. Now the example of resources is raw wood which is obtained from the forest. The raw woods are not much useful for human beings in its natural form. That is resource and that is in its natural form, but it is not that much useful in its natural form. But once if we modify that and turn it into furniture, windows, doors, etc., then it will be extremely valuable and useful for us. Same way we have the example of gold and silver. When they are in their raw state, they are not very useful or valuable for human being. But once they are changed into ornaments, then they become extremely valuable or useful for the human being. So here you can see the resources in the raw form is not that much valuable, but once with the skill of man and with various technology it is changed into something valuable, it is useful for human being. Here you can see some pictures of resources: air, water, soil, trees, forest, wildlife, coal, petroleum, natural gas, minerals. These are all resources. What is the importance of resources? Actually, natural resources are highly beneficial and can be put to any use with human technological efforts. In early time, people sustained life at lowest level. They only just managed to endure life. That means they only survived. But today that is not the situation. There is advancement of technology and most of the people want a comfortable and luxurious life. And also they are working for the better quality of life. Now here you can see that time and human skills along with modern technologies are more significant factors that help to change natural resource into usable commodities. That means with human skill and technology, the resources can be changed into usable commodities and valuable things. Now these are great source of economic wealth of a nation or of a country. Here you can see types of resources. So the earth's resources are usually categorized into natural resources, human resources and human made resources. Here you can see the pictures. Natural resources we have sun, forest, rock, animals, plants, soil, oil, These kind of things are natural resources. Now if we talk about the human made resources, the park, bridge, car, buildings, monuments, these kind of things come in human made resources. And human resources, the human itself is there, their skills. Now here we have natural resources. So the resources which are drawn directly from the nature and used without much modification are called natural resources. For example, we have air, water, soil, minerals. These are all resources of the earth. Also, these resources are free and precious gifts from the nature, and it is essential for the survival of life. The natural resources can be classified into many divisions and subdivisions. These are divided on the basis of their origin, development and usability, renewability and distribution. So further we are going to learn about this. So here you can see the division of natural resources. It is first divided into origin, stages of development and usability, renewability and distribution. And in this division we have subdivisions. Now in origin you can see we have biotic and abiotic. Now according to stages of development and usability we have actual and potential resource. According to renewability we have renewable resource, non-renewable resource. Now according to the distribution we have ubiquitous and localized resources. So one by one we will read about these resources. Here we will start with the first division on the basis of origin. In this we have biotic resources, abiotic resources. So all the living things are included into biotic resources. For example, plants and animals are the major part of biotic resources. Now these resources are also called organic or living resources, and they can be reproduced. Like plants can grow again, animals can reproduce, and other living things also can reproduce. Second, we have abiotic resources. Now abiotic resources are non-living things like soil, minerals, rocks. Now these are also known as inorganic or non-living resources, and they cannot be reproduced. Like we cannot reproduce soil, mineral or rocks. Here you can see the picture and some examples of biotic and abiotic resources, which is living things and non-living things. So plants, animals, fungus, bacteria, protists, and in abiotic we have water, soil, air, minerals, light. So these things are there in the abiotic. Now we have division based on stages of development and usability. In this we have actual resources and potential resources. So the actual resources are those whose quantity is known. That means we know that how much quantity it is available in. Now they are determined, surveyed and quantified carefully for proper utilization. For example, we have copper deposit of Khetri in Rajasthan, coal deposit of Ruhr region in Germany, gold deposit of Kalgoorlie in Australia, black soil of Deccan Plateau in India. Also, these actual resources are continuously exploited to fulfill our needs. Now we have potential resources, and these resources are mainly concentrated in a particular region, but their entire quantity may not be known and they are not being used at present time. Now, these resources need high technological knowledge and human skills for their best use. For example, uranium deposit of Ladakh and mineral oil in Rajasthan are the example of potential resources. So, the quantity of actual resources are known and the quantity of potential resources are not known. But with the time and high technological knowledge or human skills, these potential resources can change into actual resources. We will have an example here. Here you can see the picture of copper deposit of Khetri in Rajasthan and some of the potential resources which later on changed into actual resources. Now here we will read that how it happened. 200 years ago, high speed wind and sea waves were potential resources, but today they changed into actual resources. High technological knowledge and human skills changed it in actual resources. Now we can generate wind energy by using windmills that we can see in Nagarcoil in Tamil Nadu and on Gujarat coast. So, we can generate wind energy with the high speed wind with the help of windmills. So, here you can see it was earlier potential resource. We were not knowing about the use of this resource, but when the human skills developed the technology, we are using the windmills and we are generating the wind energy. The same way, the wave energy was an actual resource. We were not knowing the use of wave energy. Later on, with the waves, we can produce electricity, and that happened because of the high technological development, and that is because of human skills. So, this is how actual resource can change into potential resources with time and with technological knowledge and human skills. Next, we have the division on the basis of renewability. In that, we have renewable resources and non-renewable resources. So, the resources that can get renewed or replenished quickly are called renewable resources. These are unlimited resources. For example, solar energy, water energy, wind energy, we can renew it. It will not get exhaust. It will not end. So, it is renewable. But if we talk about non-renewable resources, these resources are those resources that have a limited stock. That means once it is exhaust, they cannot be replenished in so short period of time. Like if we take an example of coal, we cannot renew coal in short time period. It takes millions of years to form coal. For example, we have metal and minerals. So, these are non-renewable resources. We cannot renew it. So, here we have some examples of renewable energy and non-renewable energy. The next division we have on the basis of distribution. In this we have ubiquitous resources and localized resources. Now, ubiquitous resources are those resources that are found everywhere on the earth. For example, land, air, soil, etc. So, land, air and soil can be found everywhere. It is everywhere present and easily we can find it. But if we talk about localized resources, they are found at certain places like metals, minerals, iron, copper, gold, silver. These are not found everywhere. So, these are localized resources. It is found in some certain places. Here you can see the picture of ubiquitous resources and localized resources. So, here we have land and soil, which is ubiquitous resource, and we have gold and iron cores, which are localized resources. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Any questions and queries will be resolved in the online classes. Thank you.